completely different, not just street and... So that's the iceberg concept. Okay, I'm not going to explain all those, but that's the concept of the iceberg. There's the fine arts, literature, drama, classical music. All those things are all parts of what culture is. Then in culture there are symbols, heroes, rituals, and practice, which all together bring us to values. Now, symbols. Symbols could be the languages. We all have different languages. We all have different gestures. For example, we speak with our hands. The Italians speak more with their hands. We have our own habits.
Italians speak like this, right? So
Italians keep on using this, for example. When we meet other Maltese, usually hug each other and we kiss 3 times. Then in other cultures, for example, a man cannot shake hands with a female to respect that culture. Everybody has his own ways of gesture. Then obviously there is also the hairstyle and also the clothes, how people wear, because even that is part of the culture. Then there are the heroes. The heroes are, for example, yesterday when you were seeing the Maltese presentation, you could see that their heroes basically are all religious personalities. Because in that village, they are a very religious village. So for them, the most important people in their society are these religious people. I'm not important for them. Then there are the rituals. The rituals will be usually social and religious ceremonies, political or business. Now, the values. The values are, what are the values? There's the wrong, the dirty, ugly, forbidden, immoral, paradoxal, and indecent. Okay? Now, these are some of the values, what we think are values. But they can be less or they can be more. And it depends on the society. Now, values usually are given to us when we are a baby, when we are babies, when we are children, between 0 to 3 years. That is a period that most of us usually cannot remember. Those who will say, yes, I remember what I did when I was 2 years, basically they will be lying. That is scientifically true. So, I mean, that is a period where you are still being formed up. The first memory, usually, of a child is between 3 to 6 years. So that is when you start thinking. If you went for a holiday or for a camp with your family, you will remember something, what you did at that time. Then the most important part of the development of the brain is between 6 to 12 years. That is the formative years of the brain, usually. Then when you are teenager, 12 years, then you are forming your own personality, usually. It doesn't mean that it's good, but you won't change it. Usually at that time, you want to do something different which your mother or your father told you not to do, because you want to prove. Then as a young adult and as a parent. As a parent, again, it changes back from a different perspective. So that is an example, okay? Now, levels of culture. Level of culture basically is, it depends on the country, on the nation, on the even village level, because these can be affected by the ethical, religious, or national influence one has. For example, to give you an example from the Maltese group, they are from, as you heard yesterday, they are from the very small village in the northwest of Gozo, which is the farthest away. They are from the smaller island, and there are only 400 families in this village. I also live sometimes there, because I'm mostly in Malta. But as you can see, I am not completely in the group, although we all live in the same village, but they have grown from babies up to their age, always living in the same village. So they know each other, they go to school with each other, they go to the clubs with each other. I was not in school there when I was growing up as a youth. I was not there, so I feel an outsider. So when we are discussing prejudice with regards to other countries, or maybe the other countries are with a different religion from us, we also have to think, are we also prejudiced against our own people, even in our own very small society? So we have to think about that as well. It's not just because you are seeing you are fair and the other person is maybe black, and you say no, but he's not part of our society. That can be an extreme example, but also in your own village. It can also be through generation and social class levels. In certain countries, social classes are very, very evident. For example, in Malta, when you say you are from the south of the island of Malta, they say, so you are a worker. Somebody who's doing work with his hands. If you are from the middle of the island, so you are upper class level. And there's a big distinction. And that can also create prejudice, because when somebody says you're from the south, they say, okay, so you're a worker. They might look down at you. So intercultural competences. It's like pedaling with your bicycle in the bathtub. You are going against the grain. Have you ever tried cycling in the bath? So, I mean, that's how it is.